COVID has unfortunately had a tremendous impact on our schools, our students. It has really highlighted some of the inequities that our students and our community face through kind of societal systems.
What I can see mostly that affects me is my ability to interact with my students. I used to be able to have this one-on-one, this face-to-face, this engagement, this excitement with students to help them to learn. And now I've got to do it over a 2D interface.
Well, my son is at a STEM academy and trying to do robotics from home, and trying to do, learn computer science, but hear the teacher through the screen and then try to apply it himself has been a challenge. I think there's value when students can do some of that hands-on work together in a laboratory or in whatever classrooms as a cohort, which is often how science is done. We're working together to try to figure out solutions to some of the problems the world needs most.
I think in some ways it's been really hard because it's taken a lot of those fun parts out of teaching. It's taken that interaction with kids talking to each other, kids doing fun hands-on activities. We've lost a lot of that.
COVID has definitely drastically affected me for this past school year, and I've been completely remote, including for right now. Virtual learning definitely has brought its own set of challenges, including a barrage of tech issues, as well as forcing myself to self-teach a lot of the material normally a teacher would teach me, as I'm only in school for about 3 hours a day on average.
Unfortunately, I think it has also increased the achievement gap, and we've seen a lot of our students challenged or struggle with engagement, and especially our students that are behind in grade level or struggle with learning, their ability to engage meaningfully in an online platform has been a challenge. We've done a lot of things to support them and do the best that we can, but it has had a significant impact.
And so now I find that I'm really reaching out a lot more and trying to help my students a lot more with finding resources and finding other avenues, ways that they can get their work done. Because really they are in this to help to make their lives better. And that's my job. My job is to help them, to facilitate them, to help them to learn that information so that they can go and do that.
But as an educator, I was absolutely fascinated by how resilient students were to these unusual circumstances. I think adults might have struggled a lot more to adapt to changing times, but students were much more proficient at adapting to new ways of schooling.
A silver lining from it has been just because we are receiving so much less instruction time, it has freed up a lot of time for me to pursue other personal interests and other extracurricular interests, such as interning for ISB and writing for the Seattle Times.
I've been forced to really reflect on what's most important. I have so little time with my students that I need to make sure that I'm really getting across those key points that I really want them to know. And I think that's going to benefit me moving forward.
There are challenges there with STEM education. It's already rigorous coursework. So then to try to do that from home and trying to mitigate when, there are parents who say, I don't know how to do math. Math is hard. And making it okay for math to be hard. And one of the things that we talk about with many of the students in my family is we've agreed to say math is hard and we're going to figure it out. Nobody says, it's okay. English is hard, reading is hard. It's okay to be illiterate. We don't make that okay. So we need to stop making it okay to say math and science is hard. And so we're just not, going to figure out how to be resilient through it.
I think the time is ripe to introduce some big changes in the education system, such as combining synchronous and asynchronous learning, introducing cross-disciplinary problem-based learning, and somehow getting students to appreciate that science is a continuum across the different disciplines of science, technology, engineering, and math, and that as a team, we can really tackle pretty much anything.